I mean, you're only here until like we find another bass player. Because I mean,
I got no jobs.
you got nothing.
What is your definition of a good performance? Like, what do you think makes you leave an act or a set like we nailed it?
A lot of times it's if there's like one of us produces a very, very like in-your-face noise that at some point made everybody stop what they were doing to look at it. I feel like that's usually where afterwards we're like, that was kind of like today with those children. Yeah. That's a good performance.
Yeah.
I would say, depending on the crowd, on how loud they scream. If I don't get if like 5 women don't throw their panties on the stage, then it's not a good show. And so like anything less than 5 is just like, come on, y'all, we gotta do better. Like we should have rehearsed. And so like, I don't mean, it doesn't matter the size of the panties, it's just the quantity. So not the quality, just the quantity. It's good enough. So there could be holes in the panties. It doesn't matter.
Jeez, talking about bloomers. Yeah. So, okay. I mean, a good performance to me is like really no mess ups. Like we may have, if we mess up together. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're, oh yeah, we're gonna do the top of the form, and then we never get to the top of the form, and we're just like doing it over and over and over again. As long as it sounds good and nobody knows, really. Yeah. I mean, kind of nobody knows, but nobody knows really like where we're going with it. Yeah, we're fine. Especially with original stuff. Yeah. With original songs, like I'll be playing, I'll be like, okay, and Dre be like. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then we'll just communicate throughout. So as long as the communication is there throughout our songs, I think it's a good performance.
How have you evolved since you first got together and up until today's performance? Like what changes have there been?
None. We're running the same show.
Freaking dirty chamois on Stack Pocket.
I think we got a lot more comfortable with each other because we playing and how we're playing. I know with me when I came into the band, I do a lot of like fancy type of fills and drum fills and stuff like that.
That is one thing I got good at, is trying to just keep the chord note while he's doing whatever he's doing. Like that can be a challenge.
That's one of the biggest things that I've noticed. And then just like communicate. Like I know some of the songs that we play, me and Jake, like he'll do like a certain time signature and I pick it up and do it there. So it's like a conversation. Which is kind of cool. We got real tight on that. Drake's organ's still too loud.
See, the thing with the organ is as loud as it needs to be. So
But it sounds
if it's sometimes it's not loud enough, and like right now I only have coming out of one monitor, and so like to really get the full effect of me, I need to have 2 of them so we can like feel me in stereo. But it's like, you know what? I don't want to try and see. I'm a humble person. I'm probably like the most humble one in the group, and so I'll just say like, you know what? The band isn't about, but. But
got some issues. Dante, you got anything to say? You good?
I'm good.
This is what we have to deal with, people. We have to deal with this guy.
This is what we fuck up, man.
Dre Hovo on Spotify.
His album's called Feel Me in Stereo.
Feel me in stereo. Single coming out March 21st.
Panty dropper.
At least 5 panty droppers.
What would be required listening for someone who's like getting into this sort of genre of music? What do you suggest people go to get oriented with this?
Gap Band, Parliament, because we also do some jazz stuff too. So,
Me personally, I'd say John Scofield. I love John Scofield.
we run the gamut from like a whole bunch of stuff. So we can do like that means sometimes we're doing gospel or we're doing funk, neo soul, R&B. So it's like it depends on the place. If they say we need a jazz band, okay, we'll start doing the jazz stuff. We want to get funky and all that stuff for a 35 and older crowd. Then we start bringing out the funk and all that. So you can vary from all over. If it sounds good to you and it's funky, chances are it's us. And so like
What is it like balancing everything else you have to do plus performing? Like you said, you've got school. So how is that balancing everything else plus the band?
We basically just cut out rehearsals. But I mean, everyone's busy.
Try.
Yeah, we do. I don't want to cut down how much we work, but it's like, you hear a lot of bands like we rehearse like every week. This day, it's like a lot of us play with other people and we got to rehearse with other people. So, I mean, everyone's busy, so it's not a problem.
Except for me.
Except for Charlie, who just sits at home and bees at God. But yeah, most of us are just busy, so we just work around our schedules as possible, and we just don't get angry when no one can,
Yeah, you got that understanding.
Yeah.
I would like whenever I would want to rehearse, they'll say like, no, I don't want to rehearse. I gotta go to the gym and work out. And so I'm like,
That wasn't actually
fine.
I did have to go to the gym, and I paid. Look, I paid for that.
Like really, you got like we haven't rehearsed since December, and like we finally want to get one in, and now you gotta go to the gym. You know what?
Yeah, I started my gym regimen. You want to be with me?
Nah, man.
You
I
just
have
at Susie's.
no.
Eating they burgers.
No, I
They
stay
bacon wrapped
at
dogs.
home and I work on practicing the gift that God has given me every single day. So, would I like to be thinner? Yes. But do I prefer to be dope on piano more? Then yes. So, my health or the piano?
I just came out the womb that way, so I know.
Yeah, so like I prefer the piano over my health. So like if you could bury me in the piano case, I would be happy.